would you date a woman with kids? You a single man in the age period that you are now, and she has 2 to 3 kids.
2 to 3.
Y'all can answer this first. I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago, I went to Wildwood. Shorty, bro.
Story time.
I swear to God, I was in love. Ran for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. My friends in the background, like, yo, Dave, come on. Like, we out. We trying to walk the world. Like, I'm like, hold up. Like, no.
Give me a minute right now. Like, you working on
Then she
something.
said she got 2 kids.
I'm just a young nigga, I'm a ball like I'm Kobe. And off this Henny, I might OD. If a nigga running up, he better show me. Have a nigga leaking slowly. Man, I'm just trying to put my team.
ScreamATMe Podcast, we keep our ear to the streets this day.
Kev?
Before we start, I just want to thank everybody for all the support. We really appreciate it. The likes, the comments, the shares. I mean, we wouldn't be nothing without y'all. Thank you for the support and keep it up. Tell a friend and tell a friend.
That's a big fact.
Trust.
What's on the agenda today, Kyle?
And first thing I want to talk about is the versus battle that happened yesterday. The one we was talking about last week, Fab versus Jadakiss. What's y'all thoughts on it? Like, did it go the way y'all expected it to go? Who do y'all think won?
I told y'all, it's more strategic than just playing songs. It's not about just playing hits. It's not about just playing, the raw whatever. It's truly knowing how to counter music, keep energy levels the same, play same tempos, push out different sounds at the right times and, reach the different demographics and the whole nine. But it was a show, yo. It was a mood, it was a vibe. It was for the community, you know what I'm saying? It was for the culture, like that Jones love, like it was love. You know what I'm saying? And they was lit, so the energy was there, like, they made it a good show. That's what it was. It was more than just a battle, I don't even like to say the Jones is a battle, but the verses or whatever, like it was a good show, at least personally for me, I'm old school. So
Kiss was drunk off his ass. Like, he was like, listen, nigga, at my wedding, we gonna play
but
this
your song, we gonna play
and you
this
coming
song.
because you getting the
I'm
invite.
not gonna say I love every song, but I love this
Right,
song.
I'm like, yo, this
I'm gonna get
nigga-
married to
He was the
this
drunk
joint.
uncle at the
He definitely
bullshit.
was. But I ain't gonna hold you. The parties never be the same without that drunk uncle making
That's a
that
big
dance and
fact.
getting his eyes
Little
up. You know what I'm
two-step,
saying?
no bullshit.
Messing with the younger cousins, whatever the case is. But, you know what I'm saying? Fab was on his tilt too, I don't know if it was straight liquor, if he was, a little like tweak or whatever, but
Nah, they both was drinking like a motherfucker.
They was drinking, but I think
Kiss drank a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know Fab was like, he had a little bit too much of that shit. Let me
Yeah,
get
that's
this.
perfect.
But it was right though. It was right. I like that joint. I like it that way instead of we in separate locations, more or less like that one atmosphere kind of joint, and we truly get to bounce energies off one another. Because it's not a battle. It's collective, just enjoying the experience and truly paying homage to the catalogs of decades that these artists have. Like, they got some hits. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I was jamming towards the end of it when the DJs just start playing. Like they
I like that
quick
they let them
mixes
do that, though, like
of the different
they
hits and
sing it,
the features or whatever. But it was love. Like it was everything.
Originally, I thought Fab was gonna win because Fab definitely got more hits, but Jada, he killed that man. Like, that shit was bad. But no, Fab did start coming back though towards the end. He started playing this. His radio hits. He started coming back, but it was too late. That shit was a wrap.
Yeah, I think he fella mad. I said, man, Fab is already like a real mellow dude, and I think that's kind of how he approached it. Like he was just like going with the flow. I don't really care, but I liked personally Fab like the way he performed, or redid his songs opposed to Kiss. Cause like Fab is a good performer. It's like he was giving you that energy with his, opposed to like Kiss wasn't going bad, but like this nigga was stopping in the middle, talking like, oh DJ, before I finish, let me see this, and I'm like, I get it. So I definitely get it.
I feel the exact opposite. I feel Kiss gave me more of a show.
He gave you the experience.
Kiss gave me the experience, the real John too. And I ain't gonna hold you. Some people say he was rude or he cut the DJ off, but shit, that's what the fuck they there to do. Is to play the joint. And at the same time, like he said, that's my man. There was never no disrespect. They all know each other, but like some shit had a story. Other songs didn't.
I did like the story.
But
I did like
I like the way that Kiss DJ engaged Kiss while rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, him dropping the track out, but just playing the bumps or whatever at the right part, and you seeing how, you know, lyrically he is, and, you know, Kiss got in his bag, started doing his little dancing moves, the whole nine. Like, you know, they both, at times, they fell into their bag. Like, you know, Fab more mellow, like you said, you know, so it took a little bit more, I think, to get him out, but, you know, at the same time, I think he still understood what he was up against. When you see Jada get up and do a full performance after, like, you know, slurring his words or whatever, and then the track dropped and it's like, wait, back to the joint, and I'm here with it real quick. Like, you know, Fab had to step up, but all in all, it was still love. Like, it was love for me. Like,
I really didn't realize how long Jadakiss really been doing this shit. Like, he been around since Biggie. Like, he got the Bad Boy era, the Rough Rider era, then the D Block era, then he did the solo shit. Like, he really been doing this shit for a minute.
And he still didn't play everything, you know what I'm saying? He still didn't play everything.
He played his most successful song.
You know what I'm saying?
The joint, Wild.
I was about to say the joint Wild. And of all things, of right now in time, that's what I was thinking, that he would have dropped too. But, you know, all in all, no matter what, it was the way to counter that that mentality, that match for match, song for song, and, you know, oh, you got a two song format and you go hit and then, you know, mellow John, but lyrically you still there, whatever, you know, he strategically played that out better or whatever for me. And yeah, I was drunk.
I personally like
half a bottle in.
I like the way they collab together. Like, do you remember when they did the album together?
Yeah, Freddie versus Jason. Yeah, Freddie versus Jason. And I wanted them to play more of that. I think they only one of Fab. I think Fab DJ played one of John off of there, but he didn't play Kiss verse. Should have let that John rock. Like,
yeah, like them two together, because they both good lyrically and they kind of complement each other. You know
do.
what I mean? When they rap,
even with
like,
their different styles.
Yeah, and it's dope to me. Like, I like it, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. If you had to think of one right now that y'all wanted to see next up, which ones do you think it would be? Like, well, not even which ones with people, but would you rather have an R&B one next or a rap one next?
R&B. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I personally would say R&B or whatever, but you know, I'm down to see anybody get in the joint. You know, back your catalog. You know, I want to see some of the bigger ones. You know, like I think the gigantic artists need to go against other gigantic artists. You know, even if it is two different.
You think Kanye and Jay would do a versus battle?
Nah, that's too big.
They should have break the internet.
That'd be
lit,
though. That's too big. Yeah,
40.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
That'd be crazy.
Kanye ain't gonna win though. You got an extra decade of hits.
How?
What you mean how?
How you figure that?
The music, bro.
Jay? What hits he got in the last?
But
Beyonce's.
Jay got 10, 20 years of hits before Kanye got
10.
He started.
10. Maybe
he started a lot earlier.
7? 5 to 7?
What year?
I don't know, B.
96,
He was
97?
still ball headed.
What, 96, 97?
Something like that. Maybe 98.
College Dropout came out, what, 02?
Was it?
Yeah. Getting old. 18 years ago.
Yeah, like, whatever.
I think that John still be.
Like, somebody gotta go against Lil Baby. Who's gonna be? Roddy Ricch, the Baby. Who's gonna be?
That's one John I will not.
Right, he's not attending that. I think
no shot, no shade,
but
fellas,
Little
but
Baby,
it ain't for me. Like, you know, y'all got some hits that I bang with, but no, I'm not.
Little Baby and Lil Baby, catalog wise, they both got enough good songs, but I feel like people will rock with Little Baby shit a little bit more because he a little more versatile. Like, they both got their own sound and they kind of sound the same in most of their songs, but the Baby only really got like maybe 2, maybe 3 if it's one that I'm not thinking of, that's like where he try to be different. And Lil Baby got ones where he try to like switch his flow up a little bit to show that he's versatile. So
Lil Baby got an extra year or 2 of hits, plus he got a lot of features, so it probably not gonna be even.
Not really though, cause you realize I think the Baby started rapping before him, but the baby got like 6 mixtapes, bro. From each year he didn't drop a mixtape. But my point, he just didn't blow up yet. But nah, some of them mixtapes do got like some real good songs on them.
I want to see like Chris Brown and Usher, or like
I see you put it on your Instagram. A lot of people are saying Chris Brown too.
Like a T.I.
Lil Wayne.
T.I. Lil Wayne, T.I.
Jay-Z.
You know what I'm saying? Any of them. I mean, I think that'd be dope. I ain't gonna hold you. Fat Joe can get in the ring. Busta can get in the ring. You know, they got catalogs and stuff like. You know,
Fair Joe, no, he got a lot of producing shit.
he got a
so
lot of
see, that's just it. Once you start pulling into, that's why I think Kanye and Jay-Z come out equally matched, because the years may offset, but Kanye can pull from producing. Jay-Z can sort of pull from more features, but at the same time, Kanye got that bag too. But yeah, like them two, I don't think they'll ever do it. But
yeah, I'm definitely interested to see it.
I'm down to see who's gonna be next. You know, no matter what, I'm down to see who's gonna be next.
So versus battle. Final thoughts?
Kids got it.
Alright.
Keep them coming. Shout out to Swiss and Tim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
great
for setting it
idea.
up.
You know what I mean? That's a great idea. That's a great thing to do, you know. And it ain't really like taking the attention away from nothing, but it's giving some people something to look forward to. You know, when you a music lover like I am, you know, this is like
bringing people together. Like it's another way to bring people together in like a non-dramatic way. Like there's no drama behind these. Like where you got the music world where people love the beef and beef sells. This selling and it's the exact opposite.
Look at the
Like,
Philly
all
versus
these people-
battle.
Yo, actually no bullshit. That'll actually be kind of that'll definitely
That's
kind
what
of
we
be
need.
bring Reed back.
Reed your head, Joey your head.
Heady,
You know
Reed.
what I'm saying?
That'll
Some
be
of them
good.
still rapping. But yeah.
But sticking with the rapping thing, I want us to get into the top five. Like, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna list our top five rappers. Like one by one, we're gonna go from like our fifth and our fourth and our third to kind of see where we rank our like top five rappers. But we all agree because of like how popular and like how cemented they are, Tupac and Biggie are excluded from the list. Like they're already in that legendary category to where that's basically just filling up a spot or two for each of us. So I want to start off with you, Dick. Who's your number five rapper? And then give me a little bit of as to why.
I know who I want to say, but I feel like it's just a spur of the moment. Like he hot right now. He not.
Better not say Lil Baby.
Listen, that boy is hot. Y'all tripping.
That shit,
I'm
John.
done.
No, listen.
I told you
I know
before
who I
the
want to go.
recording. If I hear Lil Baby come out the top five, I'm done.
I said I know how I want to say. I'm not gonna put him there. That's
I literally
that's-
like end this
it's-
shit right now.
It's disrespectful to say that, so
Where
I'm
you
not
at?
gonna do it. I'm gonna put Kanye in there.
That's your fifth?
Just off college dropout alone, Kanye gonna be my fifth.
Okay, bottom five, why? Just college dropout or like, is there other things that you like about his music? Like, talk to me.
After 2008, not really. But no, college dropout, that's my shit.
Okay.
Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, Through the Wire. That shit, if you go down that joint, it's a hit.
Yeah, that
Every
catalog.
fucking
Yeah,
song.
for sure.
That shit put me in my bag. You go back and listen to that joint. That's one of the albums like I can really go in, don't click shuffle, and go
Trust.
through first through the
Because you
last
can't do
one
that a lot, man.
and not
You
skip
definitely can't
one
do that,
song.
man.
That's one of my favorite Jones, Kanye. The John, I need you right now. That's my
Yeah,
shit.
that's a little
That
bit.
shit, that shit'll give me in my
But
bag.
after 08, Kanye canceled.
I get that. All right, Kev, what about you?
Number five slot,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give this joint a kiss.
Okay.
You know, not on the strength
Interesting.
of just a versus battle, but longevity, hits, style, class, elegance, and just remaining your own. Ain't no
That is a fact.
venture,
He
it
never
ain't no
did change
corporate, it ain't no none of that. You know, he did what he had to do, you know, switching labels and going through the business loops or whatever, but lyrically,
Well,
still to
business
this
off
day.
everything though, like not just lyrics.
I mean,
Like, lyrics,
I
feel like
I
they
give you
get
everything.
Oh, that's everything.
Give you
I'm making
everything.
sure.
I ain't gonna hold you. All of
I'm
my
not
top-
gonna lie. I'm
all of my
definitely
top
surprised to
five.
hear Kiss in somebody's top five.
All of my
Like,
top five is there, dog.
Somebody
You
that's
know,
not
and
from
see,
New York.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't have. I personally don't like the placement of this top five deal. Like, you know, that's why I'm kind of cool with the placing Biggie and Pac out of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like this numbers charts. Like, you know, I got artists that I think are longevity. They treated their craft. They leveled it up. They, you know, expanded in other ventures. You know, but they made sure no matter what, the music stayed, you know, the focal or whatever. And no matter what, I gotta give Kiss a slot. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that man his props, but I'm gonna put him there.
I'm surprised to hear that. Mine is Lil Wayne. It's kind of for some of the
For number
reasons.
five?
Yeah, for number five. Lil Wayne's my number five.
I'm surprised to hear that.
You think he'd be higher? Or not at all?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see who the rest. Yeah, where you going?
My
from
list,
there?
I'm gonna tell you now. My list is definitely different, but I feel like he had to hit my. You said what?
Put a little baby in the fuck no.
No, chill. My list's still good, but I feel like Wayne had to be. He has to be in almost anybody's top five. Like like you said, longevity. You've been rapping for as long as I've been alive, basically, and his music is like amazing. His catalog, the amount of music he put out over these years, the fact that to this day he's still relevant, and his lyrics, like one of the best word plays out here, like especially on like a more mainstream level. Like we know like battle rappers and people like that, they're gonna have wordplay for days. People like Kiss Cassidy, they're like really focused on lyrics, but somebody like Wayne that focused on more than just lyrics still has amazing lyrics, and to this day can wrap circles around a lot of people. So that's definitely my top 5. That's my number 5 side. Yeah, I didn't want to put him that low, but I had to put him somewhere.
Let's
like
see the rest of your list.
I mean, I'm gonna get into my number 4.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is Kendrick. I thought that's what it was, but Kendrick Lamar is my number 4. It's biased, but I love all his music. Like literally everything he put out, the way he put out his music, what he stands for, even to like the part where like the way he tries to perform, the way he tries to like do his music videos, like as a whole person. I feel like he's for it. Like I would like him to drop more music. That's the only reason why I almost didn't put him on my list, because like I ain't heard those songs from him since Damn, like the Damn album really. So it's like other than that, nah, he's one of the best rappers out like all the time.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
I want to know how y'all feel about that first though.
Because I ain't gonna. I'm surprised to hear Kendrick in a number 4, and I'm surprised not in the sense that he's not great, because I definitely think he is, but I don't know. Like when we talking about
You gotta remember,
top
we're 23,
5,
so
right? And
half
we talking
hip-hop
about top
excluded
5
from us.
of all times, like all
He
times.
like that, bro. I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. Kendrick, I definitely think has
I was thinking
the
if I want to
ability.
put him at 5 or 4, but he definitely
I
top
think
5
he
for
has
me.
the ability to get to a top 5 slot, maybe
I
in
respect
another 10 years. But we don't even have 10 years of catalog yet. So how, and it's nothing against not having the longevity yet, because longevity should never disqualify you either. And that's not where I'm going from it. But I just personally feel as though I want to see more. I'm all for what he stands for before anything else, because what he stands for is through his music. So I get that, you know, the verbal us, the new age Tupac. I get all the comparisons. I'm right there with you. Yeah. But can I put him in the top 5 of all time right now? No, I can't.
I can
Boy,
respect
what's your
it.
number? Yeah, what's your joint to that? Like, no shot to Kendrick either. Like,
To me, Kendrick is something. Like I said, it's
He
biased.
younger than me.
Number 4 is biased. Listen, my number 4 is biased because I've been a Kendrick fan for a long time, and I just love his, like you said, his movement, like kind of like the new age Tupac, and the way he, like everything he stands for. He don't put out music often, but when he do, it's a banger. Like J. Cole,
Trust.
like when J. Cole put music out, it's always a banger. Now he's starting to drop a little bit more, like especially more than Kendrick, like when you compare them two, but.
to me, he falls under the same kind of job.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Cole in my top 5. I'm just comparing the two because they're very similar in that
Very
way.
great,
style.
but I can't place them yet in that.
I get
not
it.
Yet,
I definitely get
I
it.
just can't.
And the old heads
Go
of the
ahead,
podcast
go ahead.
don't
Come on,
hit off.
baby. Let's see what he got,
Y'all be
and
mad
then
at
I
me.
go last for number 4. Come on.
Kendrick can't be in the top 5.
Here we go. Come
Oh
on.
man, can I make a switch though? Can I switch my number 5, my number 4? I want to move Kanye up to 4, and I want to insert somebody.
Go ahead. I'll let you do
I
that.
want to go 4PF, Lil Baby.
Yo, you serious?
No, I'm dead serious.
You dead serious?
When you said, listen,
Oh.
listen, can I talk?
Go ahead.
Listen, when you
Wait,
said Lil Wayne, right?
Drink. I'm gonna need a drink.
Wait. Drake better be in your top 5.
Can I-
Go ahead.
come on.
Go ahead.
When you said Lil Wayne, right? First thing I thought of was 2008. As soon as I think of 2008, like I think of a million. Like every time, like that's the song that in that time period.
Idolize
That's
that
the
year.
song that it connects those time periods. Like I remember I was on the porch, my mom on the radio in the summer, and that shit on the radio every time. I'm learning all the words, all that shit.
To translate the little baby.
Can I get to it? 2020 is the craziest year of my life that I ever been alive.
I think a lot of people might.
When I think back to 2020, I'm going to think a Little Baby. Like any type of music this his year. So I feel like
So your number 5 is completely biased. I mean, like
Oh,
not
it's
biased,
my
but you
top
know what I
5.
mean. It's completely like you kind of just out of your mind with that, man. Like,
alright, it's my top 5, not yours.
I don't like. I know you don't gotta say because you already think that it's just outrageous, but.
I mean,
you put
I
Lil
ain't gonna
Baby
hold
in
you.
Top 5.
But I
Right now,
see,
yeah, it can always
but
change.
I appreciate his thought process behind that.
I get that.
I get that. I get what he's saying as far as definitely connecting to an era. I don't.
Who else have y'all heard this year?
I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I'm old school. I got a John Legend track. That'll shut that album down. But don't get me wrong. Political platform, what he's speaking on, and not just that, hits and all of that. I give it to him. I definitely give it to him. This is his stomping ground year. But at the same time, I'm not that fan. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I can never.
Crazy because I was him like a year ago. I'm not listening to him, Lil Uzi, none of them.
None of them young boys.
My young boys put me on it. I be giving them the aux. They be playing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This shit is hot. Like they keep going with. I'm like, all right, turn the fuck off. It's still fucking hot. Like what the fuck? Who writing this shit? It can't be him writing all this shit.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna definitely be stuck on that for the rest of the day.
But listen,
Lil Baby
fifth, Kanye 4. So
who your number 4?
Kanye my 4.
Okay, respect that.
Kanye my 4. You know what I'm saying? Just to round it out, ain't no real need for explanation. Y'all can already pretty much understand who he is, why he is, and where he is. But yeah, Kanye be my number 4. And keep in mind, Biggie and Pac is already out of the.
Yeah, they already.
That's what
out
made
of the picture.
That's what made me. I had to put Lil Baby in it because originally Tupac was in my top 5, but I had to take him out.
We had our top 5 already set, and then after thinking about it, like on the fly, we decided to take those 2 out. So I give him that because he kind of had to do it under pressure and real quick. But moving on from that, you can start with the top 3, Kev.
I fucked up. I skipped.
All right, so my number 3.
DMX, I'll draw.
My number 3 would be Eminem. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
My number 3 would truly be Eminem. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna hold you, like, speaking of a time period, speaking of like a real voice. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a real voice, and he ain't just been, your typical white guy rapper, ain't nobody trying to say that he can come out here dropping N-words all crazy or whatever, but at the same time, for who he is, what he stands for, his movement in Detroit, he put that shit on the map. You know what I mean? He put not only him on the map, but he put his team on the map. That motherfucker is connected to 50 Cent, which took off another era. I'm not necessarily that big of a 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. You had me, bro. After that, you went completely left, and then all the political stunts and all that other stuff, I'm cool with. But no, I gotta give it hands down. Number 3, Eminem. It is what it is.
All right, I guess I'll go next because mine was also Eminem at number 3. I thought y'all was gonna think I was crazy for putting this, but now I'm seeing like, I know you're not in your top 5, but like a lot of people don't think of Eminem when they think of top 5 rappers. I don't know if it's like, because the race you think, I was about to say, I don't know if it's because of that, or some people just think that his rap is very mainstream and they don't consider that top 5 worthy. But to me, he's a wordsmith. Like at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. His play on words is amazing. And the thing is, like we've been talking about, longevity. To this day, Eminem can out-rap about 96% of the motherfuckers that I've ever heard of. Like, even when him and Machine Gun Kelly had their little beef like 2 years ago, this nigga was putting on, this guy. And then with the Joe Budden thing that he just dropped, I ain't really listened to the diss, but that's the thing. He can still put those things out today, and he could make them hot. Like
with him in the Canada, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that. Now. I heard that. It was irrelevant, but he definitely did. Like he do his thing with the words, and that's my point. Like I'm a big fan of lyrics, so it's like when it comes to lyricists,
that's what we here for. That's what it is. We talking about rap. Like we talking about nothing else.
Yeah, like
we talk about rap.
To this day, he got a place in my playlist somewhere. But we go to your number 3 now.
I'm making up a change.
Go ahead. It's Mr. Audible, man.
No, I can't put him in the top 5. I can't. I'm gonna put on the 6 man. I'm gonna put DMX.
In top 5.
Yeah.
So DMX is your number 5.
Yeah, DMX.
And who's your number 4?
DMX number 5. Kanye number 4.
Why DMX number 5 first? Before you even get into your number 3.
Just like I said with like the time periods in your life, like as a young boy running around, like everybody got that crazy aunt. And I go to my crazy aunt house, she always playing DMX. She about to go fight or somebody acting crazy. 1, 2, meet me outside.
That's what I listen to at the gym. I listen to DMX in the gym. DMX give me pumped. Like his energy, I be in the gym. Like
that shit take me back to a time period I just love. So like me being in that time period, DMX always remind me of that time period, so he always gonna be one of my favorites.
I love it. All right, so who your number 3 now? With that like band said and considered.
R.B. Graham.
Drake.
Yeah.
Okay, I was expecting one of you to have Drake on your top 5. Why? You on yours? You got that look like.
You heard
Might be
Take
your
Care
number
before?
one.
Like you ever listened to it?
Have I? Go play me. You go through my phone. I got every album that he dropped. So
Oh, he a Drake
like
fan
the last
for real.
two.
Right?
I am a Drake fan.
Like
but
academic.
I ain't gonna
Academic is his biggest
I ain't
fan.
gonna put
Once
him in my
again,
top
Take
5.
Care, take me back to freshman year of high school, on the train every day. That's another one I can go through from top to bottom and not skip a single
Take you back to
fucking
freshman
song.
year of high school.
Dream Chasers, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
That's like, that's my, I used to say that every day on the bus. Like the field trip that we had at the end of the ninth grade, we went to the Washington Joint. I remember that joint had just dropped like not too long ago. Before that, the whole album was
Dream
on.
Chasers.
Like,
All right, so y'all said
Dream
that,
Chasers
y'all-
was when it got warm, when it was cold. I remember Take Care.
that's a big fact. I can respect Drake being in your top 3 because of what he's become like in this last like decade. But he would never be in my. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but as of right now, he's definitely not my top 5.
After what's the one next? After Take Care, the Blue album is Blue. What the fuck is that shit called?
I'm not a huge Drake fan. You can't actually.
Damn.
Like a lot of people, I think he's talented and I like Drake, but I'm not like I don't listen to Drake for. I listen to like his bigger hits, but it's really like my favorite parts of Drake personally was the collab album he did with Future, the first joint, What a Time to Be Alive. Like I love that album, but that's because I love the back and forth between the two of them. But like Drake personally, I've never been like a huge Drake fan. I got nothing against him, but
just to throw this out there, since they mentioned would take them back to their middle school, high school years.
yeah, I'm about to say, listen,
My
let's go ahead.
era, State Prop, Chain Gang. That shit takes me back to the motherfucking day. I'm saying like
Nothing was the same.
We draw with State Prop, Chain Gang, John. You know the mixtapes back in the day because everybody was dropping them shits. But you know we are the champions when the Rock dropped that John. You know those kinds of singles. You know when Young Guns dropped Can't Stop Won't Stop. That shit. You know those was era songs and movement Jones or whatever. Even fucking taking it back as far as like the band. When they came out with their joint, you know, that shit was a staple song, but you know, all music got good placement and that's what it's supposed to do. Take you back to that memory and make you reminisce and, you know, still dance to this day about the joint. But yeah, top 5 and those placement joints, it gets a little bit like different for me or whatever, because while I give Drake pure homage, because not only is he on his way to another level of whatever, he is truly something within his own. And
He the
but I
only
just
dude
can't.
that could resell songs that he already put out and then chart number one, yo.
Number one,
like when he did that, I was like, yo.
He's something like no other.
But
dog,
that was-
man.
that was-
But
that's lit.
at the
That
same
definitely
time,
showed
he's
himself.
smart as shit. Yeah, because he pulled fan base and a fan base from everything. You know, not only from the TV shows, but from the streets. And
My
he
saying,
knew
bro,
what
when
to
they
drop and
clown him
all
for like
that
the
shit.
grassy, people
Dog.
used to clown him when he first came out.
And
Yo, the grassy
what was
boy.
crazy is you could clown him about that shit, but was you getting that Nickelodeon money?
Right. He was
Because that
getting
check was crazy
Then he
for him.
turned that into this, like,
and
now
he turned that shit into
he's
this.
great,
Like,
come on.
yeah, man, he
I
got
definitely
damn near
get
his
it.
own island and shit out there. Like,
Then my man Meek
you know what I mean? But he did. I
He should
mean,
have fucked you up.
I feel like I'm not saying. I feel like that was like what
It's
Sam
past.
saying. It was like a situation where like bar for bar. I'm not about to say he won, but it was a placement of like how he did the music and when he did the music, which is what won. That and a fan.
That's what
Meek
won.
took forever to
That's
respond.
what won.
He
But
responded
he took
with
forever to
one
respond,
and
like,
one
The
and
placement,
placement and all of that or
placement
whatever, like-
was like,
but yeah.
so I definitely give him that. But
you
before
know,
we
it's
get
good
into
stuff.
the number
Yeah,
two,
go back
to what?
to the Jones, to the numbers before we
Oh yeah,
start.
no, I
going
said
about
before we
just
get to
rap and
number
all
2,
that.
I want to ask you a good question. Do y'all have any female rappers that y'all would ever consider having in your top 5? Like, cause I don't think any of us have female rappers in our top 5, but like, do y'all have any?
I wouldn't
that
get to
y'all
my
think?
top 5, but my favorite female artist, I'm not gonna go old school, but Cardi B.
Okay, I get that.
I fuck with
like Bobby
Eve,
B.
but I don't really know too much of Eve outside of the mainstream hits. Like I don't know her.
Let's see,
you know.
yeah, I mean, I ain't going.
But if I went back, she probably got some
Yeah,
shit.
she was definitely. Yeah.
If I would have to place a woman rapper, and most people probably wouldn't, I'd give that shit to Missy, hands down. Because not only was she
Touch every category, bro.
touch every category she produces, she's still putting out shit. Yeah. She can drop a song today that will be a TikTok video by tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And also on the charts. And yeah, like, you know, she is a female rapper. And it ain't nothing against anybody else. You know, I pay homage to Lil' Kim. You know, you give respect to Nicki for her lane and shit. E from Philly, you know, that's the home. But at the same time, MC Light, Miss Jada from Philly too. Like, you know, she get respect. I fuck with what's the John name on Instagram? Like right now.
Rocky?
Nigga. I fuck with Rocky.
You ready?
Rocky be spitting some shit. I fuck with that. I'm sorry, y'all know us. That Philly swag flavor style and grace on the track, that shit is second to none. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I ain't gonna hold you. Female rappers, longevity ain't really in their side or whatever. But
12 years later.
Yeah, that's a big fact.
That Monster verse, that's still one of the favorite.
Yeah, that is.
I got that shit on like 4 fucking
that,
I got that joint on 4 playlists.
And then the joint that she did with Eminem. I'm trying to think of the song. Rome's Revenge.
Oh,
that song still, like, I still, yeah, that's my shit. But mine would be, I think, Lauryn Hill. Like, I wasn't a big Lauryn Hill fan, like, growing up, because, like, well, I wasn't a big fan, but I was younger, so I wasn't listening to it much. I feel like she considered a rapper.
She is a rapper because of their. They put see, but see, that's just it. And fuck the label shit. And I'm gonna say that right now because stop constantly putting everybody in these fucking boxes of categories just so y'all can figure out which way to market them.
I feel like she's kind of like a melodic rapper. Like, I get with it.
Melodic rapper. I would say she's a R&B soul, but at the same time, to me, she's a pure poet.
Exactly.
She is a pure poet. No different than Jill Scott, but she is a poet that can take on the hip hop soundtrack, but at the same time, you can put on some blues and pianos.
Yeah, she's versatile like that.
She is very versatile.
I'm putting her versatile poet as the rapper.
Yeah, I get you.
Her songs, bro, like, it's like the stuff that she talk about, just the way that she sound, like her voice will soothe you. Like,
to me, Lauryn Hill is an untouchable artist. You know, like. There's levels to the shit. She is truly, with the one album, you know what I'm saying, with the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill to me, and all her Fuji work and all of that other stuff before definitely gives her the clout and everything that she needs, but that shit sent her out of this world, like, you know, and she'll forever be there. She's forever, you know, among the greats, the true that really get to wear that honor of being the greats. But what's your number 2, yo?
Mine's, I don't think either one of y'all is even expecting this. I don't think this person on either one of your number 2s, but Rakim. I'm looking at his face, he's looking like, what? Nah, but Rakim, like, and it's because, like, it's not just for, like, the rap and all that, because, of course, he was way before my time.
But fucking Rakim, no, I was lying to y'all.
You don't think I do? Fuck no. Alright, listen, the Paid in Full album, go listen to it. Go listen to the Paid in Full song, fuck the whole album. But, Wait.
Name my term out for day of my life.
The Paid in Full album, probably because we don't talk about old school rappers like that. The Paid in Full album, I Ain't No Joke. Let me see. Follow the Leader. Let me see. Give me a couple seconds. I can think of a few more. Eric B is President.
He could walk past me right now. I wouldn't even know that was him.
Nah, like, I mean, he look a little different out of the older, but nah, I definitely listen to him. Like, I just gave you 4. I could give you 5. But my point is, like, you got just like Jordan. Jordan wasn't in our era, but I went back and I watched all of Jordan highlights. That's why, to this day, he's one of my favorite basketball players. I didn't grow up watching him, though. I grew up watching LeBron more than anybody. But Rakim pioneered a lot of what rappers do to this very day. Like, and it's the way that they did it. Like, they started, like, that style. Like, the style that people still got today, but they kind of, like, rejuvenated it, made it a little bit more modern. They started that, like, it was just that, like, it's that and it's the music, like, as a whole, he was a complete artist. So it's like, nah, he definitely up there for me. I couldn't put him number 1 for the sole fact that I didn't grow up on him and it's people that's more relevant to me. But nah, I definitely took time to, like, listen to him, and I still listen to him to this day. Like, he definitely in my playlist too because.
You sound like my uncle, nigga.
Who?
You.
Don't
just say like, nah, but no bullshit.
I couldn't even name a song.
Yeah, like, when you said I ain't listen to him, I'm like, oh, you tripping. Like, I ain't gonna say he in my top 5.
My opinion don't count because I don't listen to him.
You gotta pay homage. That's the only way we get to That's the only way we're able to truly get to the level that where we are, your little babies come from, is to have, you know, somebody like Rock.
Shout out to Eric B.
Continue
His beats
Eric
used to
B,
be
yeah, like continue to kick the door down and
amazing.
open up those ways. But you know, to me, that's also the same reason why for certain artists that were older, I could not place them in my top 5.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like that top 5 shit. Because I can only go off what I really have seen. You know, social media and videos and that kind of shit is of my generation. It really wasn't too big back then. While videos was made, it wasn't as big to really follow and track somebody's joint, especially to go back and see it if you ain't lived through it. But yeah, man, I know my parents paid homage to, you know, well, listen to them on some of the other ones, and you know, Run DMC, my dad rocked, and Biggie, my pop rocked, and Pac, my pop rocked, or whatever all the time.
And that's where it came from. The old people
yeah,
always tell me
around me,
like these people came from these
from
people.
these
So that's what
people,
made me
yeah.
actually go back
You
like a few
this?
years ago and listen
you know,
to it.
You know that sample came from this song? Like,
Yeah.
you know this song?
That's
Like,
really
That shit be happening a lot.
oh,
yeah,
hell yeah.
but that's what
Yeah,
made
but
me
that's
like
music.
Yeah, like
But
most
that's
new
music.
songs sampling from somewhere. But that's what made me go back and really appreciate it because his music, like bro, his energy was lit.
One
Like,
of the
back then he was the bull. Like
one of the key things that I seen in a documentary, which is off track but it's on track or whatever, that like sticks with me at all times, is it was a Quincy Jones documentary on Netflix, and he was like, you know, the same music been around since the beginning of the time. It's only 12 notes. It's only 12 notes. 12 notes have made all music categories that we listen to. Every genre that you 12 notes. So you gotta get that. It's deep as shit when you think about it or whatever. But at the same time, when we talking about samples, it's only 12 notes, my G. You gonna come up with them same chords.
Yeah.
But what you gonna do with them 12 chords? With me, this shit sounds like this. But with you, that shit got some bump with it or whatever. Like, and you got to rock or whatever. But I respect it. But back on the, you know what I'm saying? My number 2 would be Lil Wayne. Yeah. Okay. My number 2 is Lil Wayne.
I see you have him higher.
You know, Lil Wayne is shit. You know, Lil Wayne like LeBron to me. That was my growing up. That was my life. I watched him go from, you know, the little one that was just making sounds on the songs to being the one that held Cash Money the fuck down, to it growing into what it was. And while every other artist, the big ones
used to be crazy.
Yo,
him, Nicki, and Drake.
Dog, but she was crazy.
Then they even had Tiger when Tiger was hot.
Tiger was hot too, but that was just them. Like, Wayne comes from that lineup of with Juvenile and I ain't even gonna get into it because I ain't trying to mess up everybody else's name.
He even had his other category,
but he had
like
some other people,
like the little twist.
But he still emerged out of all of that shit, and not only did he emerge, but he became the entity of rap to the point that whether you want to or not, what majority of what we listen to now stems from most of that YMCMB camp or whatever, you know, in total like clout, like, cause Nicki and Drake are your rap pioneers right now. They are your gatekeepers right now. Whether you want to admit it or not, they are your gatekeepers. He ain't get a pass yet, you know what I'm saying? Like, he may be in the building, but he ain't get to the penthouse and shit yet. Like,
nah, he's still in line.
You know what I mean? He in line. Like, you know, it is what it is. Respect. He'll definitely get there, but he ain't there yet. Like, he's just not there yet. But yeah, I definitely got to give him Lil Wayne.
Fell off something crazy, start rapping different when they get on.
Of course. I mean, shit. When you go from literally having to eat only oodles and noodles because that's all you making to truly getting that lobster and steak, what the fuck am I gonna rap about now? You know what I'm saying? Shit doesn't change.
Right, you can't rap
about it. Ain't the same grind no more.
Yeah.
Like, so what is it? And that's the shit that truly I think that's what I love about me.
Show your growth.
Wow, real shit. And while I think there was a little bit of a time frame where that nigga struggled, sorry to say it, but he struggled to tear that line of trying to figure out what to do between, you know, the street rap and then the more you grown up and you need to say something rap like. But when he stepped out of that shit, that Funk Flex joint did it for me. That Funk Flex freestyle. After the joint with him and Drake dropped, and then he went on Funk Flex and freestyle, it was a rap, and you seen that new era of that new Meek come out, like, and that's what it's all about. Like, you gotta continue to reinvent yourself. You gotta stand the test of times. You gotta be able to still speak on what's going on, but still make sure you keep your core audiences in. You know, that's music. That's the joint. Yeah, like,
I wish he changed his Twitter fingers, bro. Like, keep you on Twitter, just he be drawn sometimes. Like he be just.
Look.
I'm like, bro, you ain't even had to go. Like some people he entertained and he way above. I'm like, bro, like you should not entertain these little artists.
See, I ain't gonna hold you. Like that's no different than the same kind of ideal or mentality of when you have nothing and then you get everything. I'm from the gutter of gutters. You look at me wrong, bro. Yo, what's up? Mm-hmm. Now, just because my pockets changed,
right?
You think my mentality fully took that turnaround? Don't get me wrong. To an extent, yeah, I need to think about my monetary.
About himself when he do it. That's my point.
Sometimes,
like,
but sometimes no. Because if you catch me in my bag, who the fuck is you talking to? And I have no. Let me sit this hat down and take this rollie off. Bitch, you forgot who the fuck I was. You know what I'm saying? Let me read. You forgot, and that's just it. Like, yeah, cool. I might not be able to fully, like, you know, go get that strap and go take that ride like he might have done before. I ain't gonna throw no, you know, true crimes on you, my G or whatever. But at the same time, you can't fault people because I'm human, bro. I'm human. You're not gonna talk to me no kind of way. Twitter, Xbox Online, what email, whatever. Who the fuck is you talking to? Like,
I get it.
I don't care.
Like, even like with the Nicki situation that happened, like the most recent one, whenever it was, I'm like, bro, don't even respond to her. Like, she losing if you don't respond. She made herself like, but I get it.
But to an extent, yeah. Like
that being said,
yeah,
I mean, my top two, my second was Meek Mill anyway. So
that was perfect.
Coming from Philly,
that was a perfect.
Probably your era or my uncles and shit like that, they probably grew up looking up the whole, like that was their guy. Mm-hmm. That was Meek for us kids in Philly. Like we used to walk down the street and the song not even on. Somebody Meek, Millie Bloodhounds, Grimy, and we would go through a whole fucking song. The song not even on.
That was that word. Trust, yo. That was that word.
5, 6 of us just screaming his songs down the street. Like when he made it felt like we made it. Like I don't know this nigga from a can of paint. Like he was our savior growing up. Like that was the.
I definitely get that. I don't got him in my top 5, but I wouldn't have a problem with somebody from Philly putting him in the top 5 because of what he did. Like it's the impact.
I feel like if I was from somewhere else, he wouldn't be in my
top 5. But it's the impact, and it's like the watching his growth. Like Meek was grinding, like on the streets, handing out tapes, like from nothing, and really came up and like look at the level now. Like he out here with the Jay-Z's of the world. That's lit. Like he not just your average rapper that made it. Yeah, the rapper like really the money making, like the real money making Mitches. He out here with like. That's lit. And for somebody that come from our city and do that, that's definitely like, and he still do things for the community, like stuff like that. Like you don't forget where you came from. That's always lit to me.
Yeah, he from my era. I definitely got mad respect for him. But again, I hate this number placement of a chart thing. But technically,
it's cool. One day we'll do a bigger list so we can really get more people in there.
Let's get to the number ones. Oh, it's on me.
Yeah,
my number one. He probably not the best rapper of all time, but for me personally. It's J. Cole. Like, he raised me more than my dad.
I knew you was gonna be in here, so when you wasn't saying, I'm like, is he gonna put?
Oh, that's because he's number one. Like, he had more impact on my life, the way I think, the way I act, like the shit I do, more than my dad.
That's
like,
major.
The fact that, like, his interviews, shit like that, like the way it made me think, like, family come first, fuck this money, fuck that fame shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to have joy, I want to have happiness, like, that all came from J. Cole. Like, my dad ain't teach me that, my mom ain't teach me that. Like, J. Cole really had an impact on my life. Like,
that's major.
I shed tears listening to this music. Like, it's like he lived my life sometimes. Like, so the way they. Like the way that I could relate to him, he gotta be my number. Like when somebody rapping and you can relate, like damn, I've been through that shit.
I respect
like that shit hit home way more when you've been through some shit they talk.
Your list was like very weird, but it all comes from like more so experience. So I like that because it's all experience and relativity. It's not really about what the rapper did in the world, it's what they did for you. And like I love that because that's a take that I really didn't think about. Like my list would be a lot different if I thought of it that way. But with that being said, what's your number one?
Jay-Z, hands down.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? We got the same number one, so I'll let you go. I want you to like kind of expand on it.
I mean, it's like you said, everybody from growing up, you looked up to him, but you watched and mirrored him being that shaved head, you know, baggy pants rapper to the pioneer of Rockefeller and also the game for a while, still technically to this day, I think he is the forefront of it because he's still rapping. You mean Diddy not really out there spitting tracks or whatever like he used to, so I give this hands down to Jay-Z, not only for what he is for the culture, but to again that artist that reinvented himself time and time again.
Wouldn't be a J. Cole for me without Jay-Z.
But it wouldn't be more than just J. Cole without Jay-Z. It wouldn't be that Kanye who has been placed. It wouldn't be a bunch of other artists that we come across and truly got to pay respect to, without him being who he is and what he did truly for the game.
Would Beyonce be as big without Jay-Z?
Beyonce was gonna be Beyonce with girls. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna hold you because I got a question. If you gonna ask that, I truly posed the question: will Beyonce be Beyonce if Aaliyah didn't die?
That we gotta get into another
But
topic.
that's another topic or whatever.
That's a
You know what I'm saying?
whole
That's a
other
whole
topic.
topic,
That's something I definitely
like,
want to touch on.
I mean, I definitely see. Whatever.
With Jay-Z,
Yeah, my
Jay-Z
thing with
and
Jay-Z.
Biggie ain't down.
That's a big fact too because
I don't know
when he
that.
was coming up, they was
I ain't
still
gonna hold you.
listen.
And Jake
getting all of that.
gave you
That's
all
a
of the
big
props
fact.
and all of that stuff, but it's
big fact.
debatable. You know what I'm saying?
But,
and those kind of things do change the course of the game. But we get into that another time.
Yeah, for sure. And for that, my thing with Jay is kind of that. Like growing up, that's what old heads would play when I'm in the car. Like when I was in the car with my dad or like other old heads, they played Jay, and it was young Jay. So I watched him like kind of grow when I grew up. Like I didn't even understand half the stuff he was saying when I was a young boy, but I loved him songs. So when I got older, I went back to those and I seen him growing. Now, like he's a businessman. Like he a whole mogul. Like he Jay-Z. Like everybody know who he is.
It really became that. Like,
And with that being said, it's like he up there. He deserves number one spot.
Yeah.
So that kind of wrap up our top 5. Before I like kind of cap this part off and then want to say about top 5, we definitely will make a list that's bigger and more broad. I feel like it's a lot of people that can go in like the top 10, top 20s, but that's for like another day.
Make sure y'all drop and say who y'all.
Yeah, definitely drop your top 5 and why. And if y'all
got any issues with our Jones, call it out. You know what I'm saying? Let us respond
for sure.
and get into that too. Like,
I ain't got no problem with that. But with all that being said, the way we always ended is with questions. And the question I want to start off with is age gap. No, not actually. I don't even want to start off with age gap. Dating a woman with kids. Would you date a woman with kids? You a single man in the age period that you are now, and she has 2 to 3 kids.
2 to 3.
y'all can answer this first. I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago, I went to Wildwood. Shorty, bro.
Story time.
I swear to God, I was in love. Ran for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. My friends in the background, like, yo, Dave, come on. Like, we out. We trying to walk the world. Like, I'm like, hold up. Like, no.
Give me a minute right now. Like, you working on
Then
something.
she said she got 2 kids. She was like 27.
Okay.
So that was, I mean, she a little older, but they ain't married. But she said she got 2 kids, 6 and 4.
Okay.
I don't know if I could do it. Like,
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just me personally. Like, I feel like I'm 23, so like I'm still young myself. But if I was 30, like, all right, like that's gonna come with it. Like, ain't nothing you can do about that. But like, I still want like my eventual wife or whatever, our first kid to be both our first kid. Like, that's what I want though. But I mean, it might not happen that way. But I feel like I'm young enough to where I can still have that. Like, y'all taking all the girls, like y'all
taking all.
Can y'all save a baby mom for me? Like, oh, you wrong. Damn, all the bad bitches, all the bad females, ain't got kids. Like, can y'all chill?
You understand why we gave you kids?
Huh? Yeah. Listen, I wouldn't have poured out neither.
All right.
Nah, for me,
What's your
I would, but it kind of depends. Like with you, I got the same mindset. Like my ideal situation is always for my first kid to be my wife's first kid, so that we can kind of build that together and grow together. But I have dated females with kids, and I mean it's kind of the same thing. Especially my thing is if they're at a younger age. Like if they're like 12, 13, that's kind of tough. But if they like 2, they no older than like kind of 7 to me, it's still cool because they're still young. Grow with them, and depending on the situation, it'll work out. Like I've dated females with kids, and more than likely I'm gonna date females with kids again. So I'm definitely I'm with it. It's just there's constrictions on it. She got 6 kids, I'm out. 4 kids, I'm out. 2.
Me personally,
3.
I love kids though. So like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm a big
being
family
around
person.
kids,
I
shit
love
like
kids,
that,
so
but
I don't mind it. But it's kind of just like what the future holds with that being there. But I want to get your take on it before I like really dip into other questions about
shit.
It's a different. I don't know. Like I'm different, and I don't want to keep mentioning age gap or whatever. But it is
kids.
overall a difference. And I've been the flip. It's not a. Okay, I've had to gauge the choice of dating a woman with children, but at the same time, let's just keep it in mind, I have children of my own.
A lot of
I have 5 children and 1 on the way. So I'm about to be father of 6 boys. Okay, 6 boys. I can't count, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't know what the finger
Right,
was going to put
shit
on
on
the
you.
Whatever. Nonetheless, you know, it's a question. It's a question that truly needs to be asked. I'm not really like as pressed to figure out. You know, when I was on the dating scene, it wasn't a stipulation of if you had kids that I was concerned about. I need to know your level of raising your children. Who are you to your kids?
like
what is
that.
your day-to-day, you know, response and relationship and prioritizing of your children that I'm more focused on than anything, because I am a family man myself, so my kids come before me. So, you know, us in a relationship, you know, sometimes there may have to be them compromises or whatever, and vice versa. I would have to be compromised too sometimes for her children if it came down to it. So that part I understand, but, you know, my thing is more of the mentality. Like, I need to make sure you just there, you know, you focal, you involved, you hands-on, you a real mom and woman to your kids. Yeah, like you're not just out here having kids and, oh yeah, no, I'm dropping him off with my mom this week and he's gonna be with my sister after that, and then my brother gonna pick him up, and then I may see him next weekend, but then he's going with his dad on the phone.
Yeah, because I got a life
can't
to
do all of that. Yeah, like
kids,
that's,
nah,
I can't
that's
deal with
not
that.
gonna
Like
fly.
that's a shout out Joe. Like
The thing for me is, I would date a girl with kids, but I would prefer her. No. I would prefer her not to.
Right.
But it's like, say you already got 2 or 3 kids, and I want 3 or 4 of my own. Like,
Right, how that's gonna work? Like I'm not.
You
First 3 or 4
burnt
don't
out.
count as my 3 or 4.
Right.
So how you gonna make this work?
that was my stipulation, guys. I mean,
Like-
just the fact that he brought it up. I had 3 kids going into my current relationship. 3 kids by 2 different women. My girlfriend at the time, she's my fiance now, we will be married soon. She had 1 child, but she wanted more kids. I was kind of like, no, I'm done.
tapped out.
I done tried to, you know, we done did whatever, but all in all, you know, it becomes the sacrifice, the compromise, the, you know, we still working together, and ultimately, you know, you still want everybody happy, and it ain't in the sense of like, oh, you happy, I'm gonna give you a child, but you know, love and life, that shit happens. So when it came down that we was pregnant, oh wow, it was a surprise, but all right, cool, you know, the family's growing, we now have a child together, you know, whatever, and here a couple months ago, we found out that the family's gonna grow again, so surprise. Let's go. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to meet my son. You know, I can't wait to meet baby boy.
Man.
you're going to get a snip, or
I ain't gonna hold you. I had a whole conversation with my friends about that this weekend, and you know, like I'm personally nervous to get cut myself. You know, I offer my fiance to do it, but you can't really, you know, women's rights, whatever. Ain't nobody trying to say she got to do it, but we had the conversation because I don't necessarily think it's easy. And at the same time, she about to be open factory when she had a baby, so it's like, you know, they already in there. Come on, you know, we can work together, but we'll see. I don't really know. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to.
do they put you to sleep when they do it?
See, that's the fucked up part. My boy told me no.
Oh, no, that's
you
not
got me chiseled. You
I
talking
had
about
10 kids
they
before I
just
get
numb
sleep.
me.
That shit is dead.
Numb me? I'm no. Knock me out or shit ain't going down. Like, what are you talking about? I'm 30 years, 33 years almost. Me and this here package has been working just fine. And now we
numb
to cut it.
No.
Yeah, that's
Nah,
good.
B, it's not like
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm jealous. Like you about to have 6 boys. Like, it's not the amount of kids you can, but you tried 6 times, bro. Like listen, my biggest thing is I want a boy, but I want a boy so bad when I do have a kid that I feel like it's going to be a girl. And don't get me wrong, like I would love to have a beautiful baby girl as well. But it's something about being a man and having a son and being able to raise him and mold him to be something in a
Like
certain
you.
way. Yeah, that's so special.
it's something like you.
I really
I
want
want
a
a
son,
daughter.
but it's like just he
Yeah, I
tried
want-
6
I want a
times
daughter.
and came out with a boy
I want
6
to
times.
do it.
Like
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would
that's
love a daughter.
crazy.
I would love that
I want
experience.
a daughter. It's a rap. I ain't
saying?
putting
It ain't
it
nothing
down.
like
It's a
it,
rap. Nobody touching it.
I grew up with all like mostly girls in my life having so many sisters, so like I feel like how crazy overprotective I was with them, bro. Like when she come out the womb, I'm gonna have a shotgun ready for every little boy that's coming at my girl. Like 5 years old, the little kindergarten dance. Young boy, let me come talk to you real quick.
Come here, bring your juice.
Yeah, middle school. Listen, I'm gonna be just like Martin and Bad Boys. One little young boy, Reggie came. Yeah, when Reggie came to the door,
you
like
at least 30. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you at least 30, motherfucker. Like come out, listen, like we ready to shoot you. So
you gotta do what you gotta do, but you gotta be that head. That's just it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a blessing.
You gotta be that head of the family. Like it is a blessing. It's a joy. It's the one thing, honestly, as a parent that has everything involved to me. You know, it's the one roller coaster ride where you gonna get it all, dog. You gonna get ultimate highs. You gonna get ultimate lows. You gonna be excited out your world. They gonna do something to scare the fuck out of you. That's just what kids do. Not necessarily that they did it intentionally, but I call it the dad moment, where you realize you are truly in charge of another being's life. 24/7.
Yeah, that's deep.
That moment when that shit truly sets in and resonates, like, and it normally only happens when something awful happens, because good times is easy. It's when you hit the trenches, when y'all go through that scare, when, that baby boy, swallow something he shouldn't have been eating or something crazy, and y'all got to sit in the spittle or whatever, like all of them kind of crazy, scary Jones and that shit. That's what, that to me sets it in. But, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it. I would encourage anybody that don't have kids, if you want to, go for it. I'm just going to tell you, do your research on the woman. Make sure you know who it is you having kids with.
Or the male.
And vice versa, yeah. Make sure you know who you having kids with. Forget all of the preliminary, what you like and who you like and what color you like. I need to know, is your parents still married? Does your mom know how to have an argument and not hold a grudge? Do you know how to hold an argument and not have a grudge? You know what I'm saying? How are you with finances? Do you know how to cook? Not microwave. Do you know how to cook? You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about discipline?
How do you feel about disciplining a child? What would you like the child to get with? Are you one of those parents that automatically say, my child didn't do it, or are you going to go question your child? It's real stuff that really, I think the relationships just need to have those conversations, because ultimately having a child brings out the ultimate fears and the scares of both parties. So y'all may clash at times, and the better y'all understand each other going in, the better y'all will handle that crazy moment going through or whatever. But that's my piece on it.
I think people kind of like that. Like a lot of people quit to have kids, get pregnant, and then they separate, and then like why that happened? Like you get it, separation do happen, but a lot of people like it kind of wasn't meant to be. It just was a good fuck that we slipped up.
Trust.
And it's like
trust. It's hard to admit that shit to the child, but that's the reality of it. You mean, I ain't gonna hold you
I think
that.
that's how I got here.
Yo, look.
I'm serious.
I don't have. Shit.
I definitely wasn't playing.
Okay.
I came a couple.
I love my kids
sister,
or
like,
whatever, but shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. So you live from it. But I made a damn honest pact in my life a long time ago that regardless the circumstances with any of my children's mothers, my kids was going to know dad. Dad was going to know them, they was going to know dad, and they was going to know each other. All for me alone. I don't care what the circumstances was with my money, place, living, different city, state, none of that shit mattered to me. I was going to be involved in my kids' life, and my kids was going to know their brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we all family. So, and it's my job to still be that pillar. I done put two of my big minds in one fucking park at the same time. And that shit seemed like I was gonna get killed. But it's a family thing, dog. You gotta come together for the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is the kids and the kids' lives.
Shout out to Kev for that.
Dog, it ain't easy.
Don't, and like you said, that's the thing. Admitting that it's not easy, but also still doing it. Like it ain't easy, but I'm still go this route because it's a necessity for my boys.
Shout out to your baby mom and your fiance, because
I ain't gonna hold you a lot. It ain't always easy, and I get it, dog, because the emotional ties that everything is truly wrapped into or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you got kids with a person, or you got a new spouse after you already have kids, keep the fucking focal point on the kids, dog. You know what I'm saying? Keep the focal point on the kids. Bottom line, like, just make sure that they straight taken care of. Don't use them as chess pieces. Don't, hold them, to get more, or, try and get over, any of the dumb shit. Like, because that's a life. It's a person. that we're playing with. You know what I'm saying? It's a person that you chess moving around with. It's not just something that'll be forgotten, and that child grows up with 1,000 questions as to why. And what did I do? Or why was it me? And why did I cause that? And how come mommy wasn't there? Or why come daddy wasn't there? Or which one did this? And it's too much, you know what I'm saying? It's too much, you know.
Yeah, they don't deserve it. Nobody coming into the world deserves to have certain issues that basically come from the parents and like their negligence and stuff like that.
Trust.
So, yeah, but with that being said, I do want to end it off with one last question. It's a pretty short question, but relationships. Would you be okay with your girl having an OnlyFans account while you're in a relationship? What is your take on that?
You got me fucked up. Okay? No. OnlyFans account is only for stripping, fucking, sucking, showing ass, and everything else that you can't do on regular line. Which is kind of crazy because you can do a lot of shit online if you actually wanted to. So the only reason for you to have an OnlyFans account is to do some shit privately between somebody to make it more intimate, which is why you get paid and they get to see whatever it is that you do. If we in a relationship, I'm the only one that need to be a part of that fucking OnlyFans account, so you don't need to create that shit because we live in the same house or whatever. Other than that, I don't know what else to say about it.
So would you do an OnlyFans account with your girl though? Y'all two together making your own little.
I like the spontaneity of fucking, and you know the you know giving that little thrill factor and shit. But no, all this shit that we do, it don't need to be online, bro. And y'all already see me big sitting down. You don't want to see me big naked laying around and shit. Like, come on, B. Like, that's for me and her and shit. Like, no, I'm never for that shit.
That's
like,
a big thing.
I'm never for that shit, dog. Like, and I don't want to see any other fucking guy. I don't care about your body type. Just laying the fuck around, chilling and shit. Like, what's crazy is a lot of people bored. So that COVID-19 shit just got motherfuckers spending money aimlessly on dumb shit. So they just cashing out, sending people bread to watch people suck fucking play with themselves. It's just stupid to me.
One more quick question before I get to that. Say as soon as your girl started, like literally, she starts without you knowing. 2 months in, she tells you, but she tells you she's making $20,000 a month from it. Still a no-go?
No, you can keep your OnlyFans account.
You are?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna fuck with your bread.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want, all right, cool. But you made your decision.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make mine. And I'm out.
That's respectable.
You know what I mean? Or I get to have another girl on the side. Right. Like, which way? Because I ain't gonna hold you, dog. To me, you giving away parts that's only supposed to be mine. Okay. I am personally jealous.
I get that.
I don't like to share. I don't want fuck all of that, dog. That shit is mine. Mine alone. I don't even want you spending too much time with your fucking body, like, because I'm that kind of guy. Like,
it selfish like that.
It's not in the sense of being selfish. Like, I want you to fuck up under my ass or whatever. But when we together, we together.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being selfish in a relationship. I feel like you need to, like,
I got a lot of other shit that got ties to my time and my name or whatever. So the shit that's supposed to be our time, I don't fuck around with that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't jeopardize that shit. Our home time, our dinner time, our family time is our time.
Okay.
Period.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah. At first, I was for it.
You twerking on the joint, huh?
Stop.
Low-key is definitely in it.
No, but I gotta be in it. Like,
okay.
You're not just you or yourself.
I say you twerking on the joint. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I'm gonna bust her ass.
You gonna bust her ass on OnlyFans?
No, but we gonna have to wear like masks or something, cause like, what if our kids see that shit?
Real shit.
You know what
I'm saying? Like,
I honestly don't want it out there, but if she's so hell-bent on it, if she making $20,000, all right, we can do it. But we gotta wear the mask. She
not making $20,000, but she proposed the idea to you. Just like before it gets to that start.
She just come out of nowhere. I'm like,
Dad, I want to start going.
Yeah, like,
not that. Okay.
You're not starting.
I'm not even attracted to the type of girls that we even want to
do that shit.
Like
yeah, like. Yeah.
Like, I don't even like girls that be on social media all crazy. Like, let alone be on some
girl
shit. Like,
you're definitely better.
She got 300 followers. Oh yeah.
She ain't answer that, bro.
I got two sides of this because I realized over time, like talking to people that got OnlyFans and stuff like that, it's not all naked bitches, like, or it's not all naked females, not all naked guys. It's some people that literally just show their feet for the foot fetish dudes out there, and some girls that literally just show the same bathing suit pictures that they got on their Instagram. And while Some people like those I'm okay with. Like I've dated girls who like did modeling or like were in a lot of bathing suit pictures or stuff like that because of like, you know, what they already did before I met them on Instagram. So if it was like that, while I wouldn't like it, I would be okay with it ultimately. It's not gonna affect our relationship and stuff like that. But if they wanted to do like full-fledged, just like being naked, nah. I'm not with that.
Question.
What's up?
Even the foot fetish and bathing suit shit technically can be posted regularly online. So what is the point behind having?
She's making money. She making money doing something that she effortlessly would do any other way. Like it's but listen, but people are like literally like I don't know what he's doing right now, but like when COVID was like at its peak, it was girls like literally cashing out buying houses off of OnlyFans. So exactly, but listen, that's my point. So if my girl's making money posting her feet and posting bathing suit pictures that she already had on her Instagram because she does modeling or something like that, get your extra bag, sis. I'm not getting in the middle of it. But if it's the naked part, that's trouble.
But I ain't gonna hold you. See, all right, okay. My mind works in like Spider-Man.
Is it different because she's making money for it?
No, it's not. It's not in the sense. But see, to me, what comes with the money? Because you're not just getting my bread for the same post you put up online.
Dudes do that though.
They do, but at the same time, I'm gonna say I want my own video. I want to see you in that bathing suit. I want to see you change into that bathing suit. I get a shot of your ass, titties, clips, and all of that.
That's where trust comes in there, though. Like that's where you draw the lines, and like it's like this. My thing is, I'm a firm believer of what's ever in the dirt gonna come to light. So we do set firm guidelines on this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and then I found out she doing the opposite. I'm out. Like,
but how can you see? To me, you jump in a rabbit hole.
Right.
To me, a little bit, or whatever the fuck the saying is, because you can't allow the access. And then you try and put restrictions on it.
I mean, as we're in a relationship, it's about compromise. If you're coming to me asking me if I'm okay with it, then I can put restrictions on it because I'm telling you what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. Like, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with that, and there's not a gray area. Like, there's not no, well, it was this or it was this amount of money.
To me, you just answered your question, though, to confirm my point.
What do you mean?
There's no gray area, but you said you're cool with the bag.
I said I'm cool with the feet and the bathing suit. I said I don't care about no amount of money that it's worth for him asking you to do more. But that's where it sticks. You stick with the bathing suit, you stick with the feet. That's it. And the nudity
is them type of girls, so like
yeah, I'm saying, but that's the point. Yeah, we not trying to, but it's just a question of if it happen.
I'm twerking on the gram.
Yo, it's really people out there.
Definitely
foot fetish pages, dog.
Yes, big fetish. Like I know a girl who has her OnlyFans account that literally posts her feet. She got pretty feet, and people like dudes really pay for her to make videos of her with her
girls. They paying for
bring your feet with me, dog.
I got some
feet.
Like some dudes pay some dudes feet.
Yeah,
I can't help you with that one, but nah, I'm okay with that. The nudity I wouldn't be okay with. Doing like the couples thing, like what you said with the mask. I considered that before. Like I almost got into that a couple of years ago. Listen, literally the biggest thing that stopped me was like it's family. I feel like a lot of my family is going to be on those sites, and like you got like for most of those places, you got to make a verification video. You have to have your face in it. You can wear a mask in all your other videos, but that first video, you got to verify who you are. So that one video is going to surface somewhere, and I just don't want that on Pornhub or none of that.
It's that car.
Right, like. That's my
his
nephew.
birthmark.
Like, right, like that's his birthmark. Put the mask on. Let me see this to his mom. If my mom seen me doing porn, bro, I would never like. My mom's very religious, so I like, bro, she would die. Like, and I would just feel so bad. Like, I killed my mom for no porn. Like, so that's really my thing. But yeah, that's my firm stance on it. And I feel like this is a really good episode, and it's like a good place to end it here. We definitely have more content coming out. Again, thank you for the support. It's the 3rd episode, 4th one coming soon. This may be our new schedule going forward. We're just kind of playing with the dates, kind of see if it's better to upload on Wednesday opposed to Friday and things like that. But just let us know which one y'all prefer. Let us know what you think about the topics. Always give your comments and your opinions. And this is Kai.
Kev.
Dave.
ScreamATMePodcast, y'all. We out. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Stay with us.
I'm from a block where these niggas get locked and go back. Where the money that you see ain't legal, it's all traps. All black mask, coat zip it up, he gon' blast. Anybody plotting on me, that's a death force. All niggas hop out the V, get your head smacked, right on his T. He get